the Hellmouth. Hope everybody's 5x5. This is Major Slayage, Ket Arik, Rewatch, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. My name is Eric, and to my right, your left, my amazing, astonishing, astute, articulate, and absolutely awesome wife and co-host. You know her as half the powerhouse duo that is Kim and Ket. Stay alive, maybe. Give it up for Ketryn Porter.
Hello. I have one that begins with A as well. My favorite person begins with A, and that's Eric with an A.
Aw, thanks, honey.
I really like that we're going to go through the alphabet.
Well, I've not promised that. I'll do alliteration as it occurs to me. I don't want to feel the pressure. In fact, I'm going to bring this up in the trivia crypt. I did the same letter 2 weeks in a row because I didn't cross it off my list. So a little sneak peek of trivia crypt. That's the kind of fun stuff you're going to get if you pay for our Patreon. We're here today to talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 2, Episode 4, Stinkin' Mummy Girl, because this episode was a stinker.
Yeah. And I guess you're going to touch on it, but I am glad that you've had a moment to sleep on it.
Yeah, usually we do the watch along and then we walk the dog and then we come right back and do the episode. But because of our schedules, we did the watch along yesterday. So I have had time to sleep on this episode. And I will say my perspective has shifted a little bit.
Oh.
I like it even less. The more time I've had to think about this, the worse it is.
Okay.
I feel like we had 3 really strong episodes to start the season. I would say 2 of them are awesome. And one of them was pretty good, which had some of the best like character banter. Even though the premise was goofy, it was still exquisitely written. We were backed up, though. We were due for a turd, and it arrived right here.
You know, they can't all be winners. And if we don't lose, how will we know when we win?
That's true. Episodes like this make me appreciate how good the show can be.
There you go.
At its best.
So I guess you're welcome.
This episode felt like it was written and directed by Tommy Wiseau.
Oh.
That's what I came up with as I'm sleeping on it.
We should do a live watch of The Room. The live watch is just going to be anything Buffy adjacent or anything that we mention and is us adjacent. So
we'll put that on the list. We'll make a poll soon of all the things we've mentioned possibly doing watches of and see what people are interested in. But yeah.
He did write this episode.
He wrote it and directed it. And we'll get into all of my evidence for why. Please give this video a like. Click that little thumbs up button. Be like Spike. That was almost like a poem.
It was.
I didn't even plan that. Subscribe, please. Hit the notification bell as well. And if you're listening to this, because we've recently made the audio version of this available to everybody, please give us a review, 5 stars, and subscribe there as well. Anything you can do to just help let the platform you're enjoying us on know that you're enjoying it helps them push it out to more people. We can invite more people to the party.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Also, please check out our Patreon for $5 a month. There's no tiers. It's just $5. You get everything we offer.
Mm-hmm. Which is live watches that are Buffy or us adjacent. Live watches of the episodes that we're talking about. What else?
I mentioned it already.
I forget.
Trivia Crypt.
We do
a mini-sode every week where we do a little baby deep dive into behind-the-scenes stuff, fun facts, and things that come up in our discussion that we don't know or understand. We look those up. So those are on a 1-week delay. So our episode will come out the following week. Trivia Crypt for that episode will come out. That's just for Patreon. And like you mentioned, the live watches, we're doing one this Wednesday, the Wednesday after this comes out. So if you're watching this the week it comes out, Wednesday, July 16th, we're going to do a live watch of I Know What You Did Last Summer, starring... I know what you've done for the last 16 summers.
Yeah.
But starring Sarah Michelle Gellar and a few other people.
Her from?
She did a show with Robin Williams, I know.
Right.
She was in
a soap opera back in the 90s.
Yeah, she was on All My Children or one of those shows, Days of Our Lives. I don't know which one.
Much else.
She's on the new Dexter spinoff. Like, so she pops up here and there.
Pops up.
But yeah, we're going to do that. So you'll be able to watch it live with us, sync it up as you watch at home. You'll hear us talk over the whole movie. And we've got a couple surprises planned. Oh, you'll also be able to chat with us live. You can send us your jokes, your observations, your questions for us, and we'll interact with you live there. It's going to be fun. You guys do these over at the KK Sam Patreon, and they're always a blast. So join our Patreon before July 16th. You could join us live. If you aren't able to do it live, the rewatch will be available at your leisure on Patreon as well.
Yeah.
All right, now it's time for a segment that too many people, frankly, have told me they enjoy. It's where we get to air our marital grievances. Mm-hmm. How have I wronged you in recent days, my love?
Well, let's first make this official and head on over to Buffy Court, where that's the witness stand, just so you know. So I just have
Am I a witness or am I the accused?
The accused.
I'm testifying in my own defense.
Yes.
Okay.
So I just have a few questions for you.
Shoot.
And Your Honor, I will be submitting some things into evidence. Oh, great. Thank you so much. I have received them and look forward to
this feels
your
like
argument.
A conflict of interest because you're also the judge of Buffy Court.
That's not your problem. So just what did you
don't have to touch me.
What did you do last night? When you felt unclean, you decided to bathe yourself where for the jury?
Well, I took a bath because I don't have a bath in my bathroom. I only have a stand-up shower. So I went into your bathroom to take a bath.
And did you wash your hair?
I did, in fact. It smells amazing.
And what did you use to wash your hair?
Shampoo.
Okay. Next question. In your experience, when a product is made custom, is that an expensive product or an affordable product?
I don't know that those two are mutually exclusive, but it generally...
Is it more expensive than, say, a not uncustomized
like
product?
off-the-shelf shampoo versus or product? I'm jumping the gun here.
Yeah.
Overruled. Is that what?
Excuse me. No, I'd like to have that slip up in the
record?
transcript. Yeah.
Generally, yeah, custom products cost more than just off the rack.
Thank you. And what's my name? My full name?
You go by so many names.
Sure. What's on my birth certificate? The first name on my birth certificate.
Lauren.
Okay, great. Your Honor, I have my first piece of evidence that I would like to enter. Thank you. Yes, I see it here. Can you read that for me?
It says custom shampoo.
Keep reading.
For Lauren.
For Lauren.
I mean, you might as well show the people if you brought a prop.
I've got this. I'm a professional. For Lauren. Oh, it's not. It's. Oh, there it is. For Lauren. Great. Thank you so much. And are you in the habit of, let's say you are sharing a mutual space and you see something in the refrigerator that says Lauren, or really any name that isn't Eric? Are you someone who would eat that?
It depends on if a conversation was had prior.
No conversation.
I think that's a gray area for me.
Gray area.
It depends. I mean, you specifically, we live together. We are married. What's yours is mine. We have community property. So I don't feel like this is a hard and fast rule.
Feel. No. Okay. He doesn't feel like. Well, luckily our laws are not based on people's feelings. I'd like to enter another photograph into evidence here. I'll show it to the court. So this is my bathroom rack. As you can see at the top, you'll see the shampoo bottle in question. Can you tell me what is just below that? The large, white, prominent bottles that are actually on the way to the aforementioned shampoo were one sitting in the tub.
Objection, Your Honor. When was it?
Excuse me. This witness is held in contempt of court. Only the judge can overrule, sustain.
No, but my defense attorney can lodge an objection. When was this photo taken? And can we prove that this is the way things were arranged when I took a bath last night?
Yes, we can, because they are. We could call another witness. Her name is Thalia, because she used the appropriate shampoo that was in this position.
This shampoo that you're talking about, what do you refer to it as? What?
Guest shampoo.
Guest shampoo. That's interesting. Interesting. So I do not consider myself a guest in my own house.
Sure, but you are a guest in my bathtub when things are labeled as mine. I've reached a verdict. You are guilty of stealing my very expensive shampoo and are going to bathtub jail, where you will not be able to use my bathtub for 1 week.
Well, as I mentioned, I look at things as community property in a marriage. What's yours is mine. What's mine is yours. If you run out of this expensive shampoo, you can buy some more. If you can't afford it, I'm the person that will buy it. So I don't feel like there's a big catastrophe here. I also, like I said, I don't feel like I should be relegated to guest shampoo. I used the shampoo that was in there without giving it much thought, I'll admit I didn't go, ooh, I'm definitely going to use the expensive shampoo. I just grabbed the first thing that I noticed that said shampoo on it, because when I bring my own toiletries from my bathroom and I don't remove them in a timely fashion, I get in trouble for that too. So I'm kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't.
To be clear, he also left a bunch of detritus in the bathroom as well. But I
But none
think
of it was
the
shampoo or
jury
body
would
wash,
be able to
lotions
tell
and
you
creams.
that there's a very simple way to remedy this, and it is to bring your own toiletries in and take your own toiletries away. Court dismissed.
If this is the worst thing that happened to you yesterday, you had a pretty good day.
I'm locking it up. Anyway, do you have any marital grievances?
I mean, besides all of this, no, I'm pretty good. I thought you were, at first I thought you were going to get into me for wearing your clothes. This is actually your t-shirt I'm wearing. I started going through your drawers.
Oh my.
And wearing just the t-shirts. I'm not
Just
getting
the
into
t-shirt
anything
drawer.
crazy yet.
Okay.
Yet. Everybody
Uh-oh.
stay tuned. But yeah,
It looks nice on you.
none of my clothes fit me anymore, so I got to wear your little shirts now.
Well, you look very handsome in
Thank you very much. All right. Hopefully that was fun for somebody.
Not for you.
Not for me. Do you want to do a spell for us?
I do. So I mentioned Thalia. She is our niece. She came to stay with us for 5 days. And that gave me a good opportunity. I was like, oh, I'm going to go through my jewelry box and get rid of things that I just don't really wear anymore and see if Thalia wants them, which led me to finding this necklace that I forgot I had, which is a symbol called the Eye of Ra, not to be confused with the Eye of Horus. It is associated with protection and the sun. So I thought we might invoke Ra today, the sun being that we are doing a vampire show, and protection from this turd of an episode. So I have drawn the Eye of Ra on a bay leaf, protection and sun written on the back, and we're going to burn it.
Let me ask you a question. Do you start with the premise of I'm going to burn something and then reverse engineer a spell based around setting fires?
I'm not accepting questions at this time.
I love that crackling sound, though.
I know, and I'm holding it with tweezers so I can hold it longer. Ah!
All right. Well, that brings us to our episode discussion of season 2, episode 4.
Do we have to?
The Room. I guess not. I mean,
Room. Yeah, we're going to talk about Tommy Wiseau's The Room. No, I guess here we go.
Take us through it.
Inca, mummy, girl. I wonder what this is going to be about. So,
I want to say right off the bat, the title is already disappointing because while we haven't always liked the titles this season, in fact, I'd say we've only really liked one of them. They were at least attempting to do something. They're making an attempt at clever or some kind of reference. We had When She Was Bad, which we learned came from a line from a poem, even though it's clunky on its own out of context. It was saying something. Then we've got Some Assembly Required, which I thought was an awesome title. Very clever, very fun, a fun use of that phrase. Then we had School Hard, which you hated at first. And then we realized it's supposed to maybe be a reference to Die Hard. And someone pointed out in the comments, maybe a mashup of Die Hard and Schoolyard.
Fair.
So again, they're trying something.
This one was
just the name of the monster of the week.
This was just what they used to file this episode away in the writer's room.
Yeah, this was a placeholder. Like, we're going to get back to renaming that, and then they never did. It would be like if they had called Teacher's Pet Praying Mantis.
Right.
So already not feeling like I'm in good hands.
Guys, and if you think he's riled up right now,
I'm not very riled.
Last night, he was a tornado. I'm glad that we didn't subject you to that. He was an absolute terror about this episode. A spinning top, a
Check
Tasmanian devil.
Patreon for the watch along.
Yeah. Okay. So Buffzillo is walking through some sort of museum outdoor space, and they are bemoaning the exchange student program. Joyce has signed Buffy up to host a student from South America.
And presumably herself. Joyce is also going to be
Well,
there.
sure. Yes.
It's her house.
Yes. And it is a gentleman. That is all Buffy knows about this exchange student. And immediately Xander is Xandering about it. there gets to be a boy living in your house. I'm selective memory, forgetting that you told me you couldn't be less interested in me romantically. I'm going to keep harping on it.
And this felt like this is the first inkling that we've gotten in our DeLorean and set the date on the flux capacitor to season 1. Because I remarked in a recent episode that Xander seems to have moved past a lot of this. He's gotten over being rejected by Buffy. He's been humiliated by Buffy on the dance floor. And now he seems to have moved on. Now he's right back where we were. We've lost all of that growth, all of that development, all of that evolution. And aside from the quality and just the feel of this episode being really unsteady, and
Xander has
regressed to season 1 Xander, and I'm not here for it.
And as a reminder, we are always going to call Xander out on his bullshit, but we are also going to defend him when he steps up to the plate and lives up to his heart and his potential. But yeah, he has fully regressed. So we get a great appearance from Cordy, who, I will say this line because it didn't make it as my favorite line, but I loved it. It was so Cordelia in a sea of poop. This was a diamond. So Cordy is also going to be hosting someone. She goes up to Buffy and says, "How's yours?" Visually, I mean. And this is actually where Buffy says, "I don't know anything other than it's a dude named Impata. I don't know anything else. That's it."
Now, this bumps me a little bit already, too, because...
Why does Cordelia know?
Yeah, why does Buffy not know what hers is? It's so that they can build this convoluted mix-up into the show.
Sure. No spoilers.
I'm spoiling the shit out of this. I don't care. You can't hold me down. Everything is connected.
Fair.
But Cordelia seems to be looking through a lookbook of all of the exchange students.
Now, I guess if I had to play devil's advocate, which I don't even want to, Joyce has the book.
But Cordelia has one right there. Cordelia, if she was really
like,
interested,
let's look up
let's look up your guy. Unless it's, again, like an Anne situation where it just says not pictured.
Right, yeah. Let's go into the museum, see if things get any better in there. There is a touring exhibit that is the Incan mummy princess, or whatever the F. And we go in, and there is some guy, other student, who appears in this moment to only communicate with other humans by growling and baring his braced teeth, scraping ancient paint off an artifact, and there is not a docent or security guard to be found anywhere.
And he's not just scraping, he's like catching it in a little baggie. Like, I don't know if he wants to snort it later or what, but like it's completely baffling.
Is that what the kids are doing? Snorting ancient paint chips now?
Kids eat Tide Pods. I don't know what they do.
Damn, you idiots. So Willow takes it upon herself to remedy this situation, and he apparently has a soft spot for Willow because she tutors him. Everyone is now ushered in to where the mummy is by
a museum tour guide who is speaking into a microphone that does not sound as though it's attached to anything. We just hear his voice in the room, but he's holding a mic.
Yeah.
But there's no amplification, no speaker. It's just him talking. It's the weirdest shit ever.
This is how bad this episode is. Eric has to even critique from his stage manager perspective what's going on with the electronics and sound system of this museum. So we go in, and again, I don't know who's running this museum. It must be the cops of Sunnydale because nobody is there and nobody's doing their job, because this ancient effing mummy is not only in a room lit as bright as day, it is in the coffin, just open to the air, to students, to weird kids who want to snort her, whatever the fuck.
Not under any kind of glass.
No,
There's not even a velvet rope.
Nothing. Not even a suggestion of please don't come too close. Nope. We can just look right in. We can grab her hair. We can do whatever.
When we go to art museums and they've got like a little line on the floor a foot or so away from the wall, if you just even lean your nose past that line, there's some old lady.
Yeah.
Back it up.
We learn that this mummy is an Incan princess that was sacrificed by her people to, protect them or whatever it does. And she's buried with a seal, which is like a plate. It's got little pictograms on it to keep her safe, the docent says. So Buffzillo, they're all looking at the mummy with no glass, could easily touch her. And this is where we learn that tonight, Buffy has to pick Empada up at the bus station. Okay. So let's go. We saw the mummy. We're out of here. Bye. But somebody doesn't leave. Somebody stays behind. And because no one works at this museum, he's able to go unnoticed until it's all closed down. And Stupid comes out from behind a pillar, Stupid being Braceface, paint chip snorter. And because there is no glass, nor any security system of any kind, he just reaches in and grabs the seal. But he's a fucking idiot, so he breaks it into several pieces. And not only are we pissed about it, Ms. Mummy is also pissed about it as well, reaches out and strangles him. And I don't know why I wrote this, but like in my notes, I just wrote, I get it. So, like, I don't.
Well, you hate this kid. This kid's irritating, but it's completely unmotivated. We get that he's got no respect for the historical artifacts, but why does he want an old plate? I guess maybe he needs something to snort his paint chips off of. And it's unclear what he's doing or why he's there. Like, it would have been so easy to build in a premise that made sense.
Where he's like, he actually, does have to sneak around and hide, and he like paints himself the color of the wall like Tobias Funke, and then it just pops out. Yeah,
I feel like already we're one scene in, and it already feels like most of the dialogue in this is either on the nose exposition. Oh, I have to pick Empada up at the bus station tonight. Or it's small talk that should have been cut from the episode.
Right.
You and I are both writers. When you sit down to write a script, at least for me, I'll speak for myself. My first draft is always overwritten. It's always too long. The scenes start too early. They end too late. And so what I do is you go back.
Your first draft of talking is overwritten.
Well, that's all you get is the first draft.
Yeah.
But you go through and you highlight all the stuff you're going to cut and you yank it out. It feels like what happened with this script is they highlighted all the stuff they were going to cut and then accidentally hit a button and it inverted the selection. And they cut all the scenes, and all that's left in this episode is the small talk at the beginning and end of scenes. This was excruciating to get through.
Oh man, he's twisting up. He's twisting up.
He's smiling.
He's gonna pop by the end of this. So
I might.
Next day we're training, and it was a very familiar scene because Giles is telling Buffy that she cannot go to the dance this week because she is in fact the Slayer, and dance time comes at patrol time. So she pulls a move out of my book where when Eric is holding the pads and I become enraged about something in the moment, Eric has to tell me to back off the pads.
Yes.
Buffy is a Slayer, so I don't know what kind of pad Giles is holding to be able to stand his ground here, but good on him.
And we get yet another entry into the baffling dance calendar of Sunnydale High.
Right.
Because in the spring, we have a May Queen dance and a spring fling, both of which are casually referred to as prom, but neither one seems to actually be the prom.
We can't go back to this.
And then in the fall, we got a fall dance. It's the beginning of school. Oh, this is homecoming. It's not homecoming. It is a cultural appropriation dance.
Well, they're not calling it cultural appropriation,
but that's what it is.
As you'll see later on, that's the only thing it could
why can't this school just have normal dances?
Well, overruled. Because listen, we had dances between dances. Like sometimes you just have a little celebration.
But did you have prom and homecoming?
Yeah.
In addition to your other weird dances, all this school has is weird dances.
No, listen, I'm the first one to critique the planning system of social events at Sunnydale High. This one doesn't move the needle for me. I mean, the theme of the dance does, but we'll talk about that in a moment. So Buffy has another line that I loved that didn't make my superlatives, so I'll share it. She says, blah, 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 I'm so stuffy, give me a scone, in an impression of Giles.
Yeah.
And that made me want a scone. Do you want to make scones this weekend?
Yeah, let's do that.
Scones.
You have to remind me again, though, because as soon as we're done with this episode, I'm gonna black out.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna remember any of this.
So
frankly, I'm here under protest as it is.
So once again, Xander continues to be all butthurt that there's a boy staying at her house. And I'm just like, whether there's a boy staying at Buffy's house or not, you were never going to be the boy staying there. Yeah, she already told you she's not interested.
If not for this boy and Angel, then he might have a shot.
No, he wouldn't. She
That's
said,
what
I'm
he
not
thinks, though.
interested. Yeah.
But it's weird because he splits a hair here where he corrects Giles and says, a boy's going to be living with you. And Xander's like, no, not living with, living in the same house as, which is as dumb as Angel saying,
not lost. Misplaced.
Giles eventually relents and says, okay, fine, you can go to the dance. And Xander says, great, you can come with me and Willow, because otherwise Willow's going to get the wrong idea if it's just the two of us. And I'm like, do you not see the parallel here, Xander? You're not interested in Willow. Buffy is not interested in you.
Well, in Xander's defense, though, Buffy has been forthright with him and explicit, and he still doesn't get it. So I think Xander feels like even if I tell her no, she's not going to get it because that's his experience.
Absolutely would.
But from his perspective, he's been told absolutely not, and he still thinks.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Xander is what Eric and I refer to as someone who's only been on this earth once.
Yeah, this is his first go round, and he's catching lessons left and right.
Xander is explaining this to Buffy, and Willow overhears, and we get Willow's sad face, which breaks my heart every goddamn time. But she takes it on the chin, interrupts the conversation, and just says, Jaffander, we have a problem.
Wait, what was that?
Jaffander.
Okay.
Juffy. Giles, Buffy, and Xander.
I think it's safe to say that the name smash ups are getting a little out of hand.
So I'm just getting started. So she's like, hey, Paint Chip Sniffer is missing. He's gone. And I will give the Scoobies credit where credit is due, that they are starting to catch on more quickly. In the first season, they'd be like, that's crazy that a cursed Incan mummy could be the reason that some kid is missing. They immediately are like, Incan mummy. Cursed Incan mummy.
In the first season, this is the only thing that distinguishes this from a first season episode is there would have been 4 scenes of them. There would have been 4 scenes of them circling this hypothesis before they finally landed on it.
So we got to go to the Inca exhibit, which apparently we can go to at any time because nobody works there. And
I'm wondering, did they blow their budget on the big football scene in the previous episode, or when they blew up the thing, we got police cars, we got lots of extras. Are they we got to make this episode for $9 because we've already blown our budget for the first 4 episodes? Because there is not an extra person, there's not an extraneous bystander to be found in much of this episode.
Yeah, it's not.
It doesn't feel lived in. It feels like they're in an empty room. It's giving student film vibes.
Right. Where you don't have enough friends to hire to be extras. So they look in the coffin, the sarcophagus, and the mummy's there. But they're interrupted by an attack from someone who attacks them, swings a sword at them, and he runs away.
He's clearly there for a reason. What happens is Giles picks up the broken plate, and that seems to trigger...
Right.
This guy that looks like a guy from a stunt show at a low rent Ren fair.
Yeah.
He's not costumed very interestingly. And he runs out, does a move, and then runs away, but doesn't prevent them from doing the thing that essentially brought him into the room. Giles still has the plate. They leave with the plate.
Yeah.
So where does this guy
Where does he go?
Maybe he's got he's got to recharge. He's allowed to swing his sword one time, then he has to go to timeout for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
This makes no sense.
So they also take a second look at the mummy, and they see that the mummy has braces. Interesting. So now back in the library.
Also, they don't leave the room like they've just been attacked.
Right.
Once he's gone, Xander makes a joke about did I just save us? They don't go, well, wait, where did he go? Could he come back? We should maybe get the fuck out of here. They just kind of saunter out.
Frankly, they walk at the pace that one uses to browse a museum.
Right. There's not a thing. None of the characters in this act like human beings, and it's so weird.
So back at the library, they're trying to figure out what this plate says. It's got pictograms on it. They also didn't grab all of the pieces of the plate. Whatever. And at that moment, Buffy says, I got to go pick up Ampada, my exchange student from South America, at the bus station. And Buffy says, I have a racist idea. Maybe this student can translate this ancient text from a part of South America he may or may not be from even.
Yeah, this is just an average high school student. This is not a doctoral student in ancient languages. This is not a historian. This is a teenager.
It would be like us being like, can you hey, you're
maybe
yeah.
maybe don't finish that
whatever
joke.
So
whatever you're gonna say, it wasn't going anywhere good.
So we're at the bus stop, and we do see Empata waiting to be picked up with these ancient trunks. I was like, how are people traveling in 1997 with ancient steam engine trunks?
He's going for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and he's bringing literally his entire life with him. But we hear someone calling his name, Empata. So he walks around, and Mummy is there strangling him and sucks the life out of him by kissing him.
Like when Freddy Krueger attacks the girl with asthma, and he's like, "Wanna suck face?" And then he gives her a kiss and like literally sucks the life out of her and deflates her, and her husk of a body falls over. Same shit here.
I have a confession.
What's that? I think I know what you're gonna say.
I don't like Freddy Krueger. I think he's stupid.
Marriage over.
Whatever, it's fine. You and Freddy can live happily ever after.
We can go suck face.
Yeah. So Buffzillo now goes to the bus stop, and this beautiful female student walks out from behind the bus wearing an outfit we've just seen on another student.
Who wore it better? This girl.
Yeah.
She was giving Kelly McGillis from Top Gun as the flight instructor.
Yeah, she looked great. So Xander is immediately smitten and completely forgets all of his, objections to some hot person of the opposite sex hanging out with whatever, because now it might be him that gets to hump something. Which, God, he's the worst.
He's exhausting. And he plays the same beat so many times that I just start to glaze over.
And he doesn't see it. Like, he doesn't see the parallels at all. So now we're in the Summers kitchen, and Xander is Xandering. And we also learn that the reason she speaks English so well, listen, this is the Mummy. That's the thing that you also rightly had an issue with. There is no mystery about who this girl is.
Yeah.
So now we just have questions like, why does she speak English so well? Which they answer by saying, well, I've toured many places. And they're like, oh, toured, gone. And she's like, no, I toured inside a sarcophagus.
Right. Her exhibit has toured to museums in big cities.
And I listened, what she said, which we also realize is probably how she knew who Empata was, because that's when Buffy said his name while standing over her.
Yeah, completely unprompted, brings it up just so we can work it into the plot.
Yeah. Empata and Xander, who will now be referred to as Zempata, are laughing, and
they're very Zempatico.
So now it's sleep time, and Empata's pajamas very much Empata's pajamas.
So she's in what look like men's boxer shorts, which again is not a clue that Buffy would know to pick up on. It's there for us just to confirm stuff we already know. I think this, as bad as this episode was, and there's no saving it, but it could have made it better if we didn't know this was the Mummy and we felt like we had to put the pieces together ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, and I think you get rid of the mix-up of Buffy's expecting a boy student, and then there's a girl, and they're all just like, oh, well, I guess it's you. I thought you were a boy.
Yeah.
Like, nobody bats an eye at that.
Yeah. It's so stupid. And we don't need the whole like Xander being jealous that somebody's staying there. He can just pick up being an idiot when she arrives.
Yeah. Buffy goes, all I know is the name Empata. And the first time we meet Empata is at the bus station, and we don't see that the Mummy sucks the life out of the real Empata. And then whenever they drop these breadcrumbs, we get to go as an audience, oh, wait, that might be a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's a clue. This is why this felt like season 1 to me, because there was just episodes like Teacher's Pet. There was no mystery about it. There was no suspense. There was no putting anything together. There were no Jessica Fletcher misdirections.
Right.
It was just, we're 22 steps ahead of the heroes, and I'm bored.
Yeah. We also see that at this moment they're being spied on by
the stunt show guy.
Ren
Fair.
Yeah. Also, I do want to say, like, if you guys are easily annoyed like I am, I'm sorry I'm wiggling so much. My back is hurting and I realize it's like creaking the chair and stuff like that. So I apologize.
They've been watching me for however long, even just this episode, and I fidget like a crazy person.
Right. And I know how annoying it is. So that's why.
Marital grievance.
Next day at school, Cordy has a new boyfriend. And it is the lead singer of a band.
Mm-hmm.
She also has a new exchange student that is not working out as she hoped. He's sort of his name is Sven, and he's sort of a Hodor type character where he just is large and doesn't speak really. And this is not what Cordelia had in mind. So she's going to, move on to the lead singer of this band. And
Cordy, unfortunately, is also playing one note the entire episode.
She's playing
too.
stupid, which we also have already kind of learned that she's not stupid.
No, she's not at all.
And she takes school seriously.
They are one note caricatures in
of
this
the characters
episode, and in a way that's really fun. Like I can't imagine after episodes like the ones we've had. Now, she wasn't in school hard very much. They pretty much lock her and Willow in a closet, and that's that.
But even that, she was being Cordelia.
But she's got a lot to do in Some Assembly Required. And then you go like, ooh, new script. Oh, I just make the same joke over and over again. Fruit punchy, get me drinky.
Yeah. But there's a ray of sunshine through the clouds. Because when Cordelia and Sven walk away, we see that the lead guitarist in this band is none other than Oswald something or other.
Daniel Osborne.
Played by, who's Daniel Osborne?
That's Oz. That's his name.
I like Oswald better.
He's Oswald Cobblepot.
Oswald Cobblepot, otherwise known as Oz, is in this band. How'd you know his name was Daniel Oswald?
Donnie Osmond.
Donnie Osmond. How'd you know his
That's
name?
his name. That's just his name. I just know his name.
And it's Daniel
Osborne. Osbourne, presumably.
I'm going with Oswald Cobblepot.
But yeah, so we meet Oz. Although again, this episode
he makes like a
bag.
cryptic reference that's supposed to tell us, which I want to trivia crypt. He says,
"What does a girl have to do to impress you?" Well, it involves a feather ball and a theme to a summer place.
Like some sort of reference that is supposed to be obscure and tell us that Oz has some depth to
He's
it.
Not like other
but I'm
guys,
just
yeah.
But you didn't deliver.
But instead what we got is like a weird Dennis Miller reference that just had us going, well, I have no idea what this guy just said.
Like dressing up in a pink chenille teddy and a pair of Ugg boots and repeatedly screaming the word verboten into a conch shell balanced on the back of a miniature pony.
For a character intro, for a character that we grow to love and become such a big part of this show. And again, much like Spike last week, I'm excited we get him now because it means we get to spend more time with him. It's not a great character intro.
No.
And I feel like Seth Green knows it.
Yeah.
There are lines that he says in the episode where his face, Oz is kind of deadpan, but you could tell Seth Green is going like,
dead.
What the fuck am I?
Yeah.
What did I sign up for?
Who is that girl?
Compared to Spike's intro last week, where he literally crashes onto the scene and then everything he says is fun or cool or interesting, and usually all three.
Yeah.
Oz doesn't get to do much, and his big opening scene is us just going, what is he talking about?
Yeah. So now this is where we learn what the dance is. And this is where we learn that it is the Celebration of Cultures dance, which in 1997, we can tell you that it is for sure going to be the cultural appropriation dance, for sure.
Yeah, it's all Halloween costumes that would be banned in 2025.
Right. Yeah, that's where we learn that. We also get my runner-up for best outfit, which is Empada wearing just a simple, crisp gray tee with high-waisted mom jeans, and she just looks great. She's giving Cindy Crawford.
Given 90s supermodel cash, and she looks incredible.
Looks great. Buffy says, I have someone who would like to meet you. And 'tis Giles. So they take Empada into the library, and Giles immediately hands her the seal and says, you're from the general hemisphere of where this plate was taken from 5,000 years ago. Can you translate it? No, Giles. And I expect more from you, honestly.
And again, because there's no mystery involved, we know this is the mummy. We know she knows what this plate is.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing in it for her to bother to partially translate this for them.
And she says, like, you know, why do you want to translate this? Why are you asking? But then gives them a clue and is like, I think this one means bodyguard.
She should have, if she's interested in not being stuffed in a box anymore,
right.
She needed to go, beats me, I'm just a kid.
Yeah.
Here's your plate.
Yeah. Moving on.
And then come back later and steal it, smash it. Something.
There you go.
But she never does that.
Yeah.
She helps them solve the puzzle and then later tries to convince them to destroy it.
Right.
Like, nothing makes sense in this episode at all.
This is also where Xander offers to be her tour guide today, and Willow is sad. His way of entertaining her is taking her out to the bleachers and teaching her how to eat Twinkies.
But he doesn't call them Twinkies.
No, he calls them snack food.
Which again is just feels like this was written by aliens.
Why didn't you say junk food?
Junk
Why
food.
didn't you just say snack?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No kid has ever said, this is snack food.
That
I get
said,
they can't say Twinkies because
Yeah.
it's copyrighted. But geez.
Also, why is he assuming that a modern teenager, be it from another part of the world, doesn't know what junk food is or snack food or even Twinkies?
Right.
I'm pretty sure Twinkies are universal.
They're a global phenomenon.
Like, frankly, they are treating her like they know that she is from an ancient time.
Exactly. They're treating her like she was unfrozen. She's Encino Man.
Yeah.
And they're trying to
But as
teach her
far
how
as
the
they know,
modern
she
world
is just
works.
a modern, like, what the fuck? Now I'm getting madder.
I'm
That
just
being
an
said-
unfrozen caveman lawyer.
That being said, Ampada does have the actress does have a difficult task in this scene. Another really hard thing to do convincingly as an actor is sort of like the first date scenario where there is a giddiness and a nervousness, and
But charm shows through.
Charm shows through. That's hard to do, and she does
She
does
kills
a
it.
really great job.
For a one episode guest star.
Really does a
she's
great job.
fantastic. When I refer to stinking mummy girl,
You're
I'm
not
talking
referring
about
to
the episode, not
Yeah.
to her.
Oh, but then they're attacked for 1 millisecond again by the guy who's like, hey, I remember you. You have the seal that you took, but doesn't seem to recognize her as the mummy until
Partway through the
later.
fight. Yeah, and also he seems to descend the bleachers. Was he hiding at the top of the bleachers?
He appears from out of nowhere multiple times. We'll get to that. I don't know where the fuck he's coming from.
But yeah, he comes down again, takes one swipe at Xander, turns around, sees her, and goes, "It's you." So presumably,
And then they easily escape him.
he's just attacking Xander because he remembers Xander from the museum, but it has nothing to do with her. Then yeah, he falls off the bleachers and stays down.
And has to
He's
go
worse than
recharge.
Giles in a fight.
Yeah.
No chase, no grappling. It's a one move fight and it's over. The fights in it, for as good as the fights are, I'm good. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
As good as the fights have been in this show, this felt like high school play rehearsal.
Right.
Like they're marking the fight
Yeah.
to make sure
And
everyone
this is where
knows
the fight
moves.
happens. Yeah. So
Ugh.
Willie is in the library and they're researching.
Can I propose an update to Willie? Because it just sounds like Willie. Or is that the joke?
No, what is it?
Is it Wilfie? Like, could that be more fun to
Or
say?
Buffo?
Buffo.
All
right.
Buffo. I'm changing it right now. Buffo in the library.
Collaboration in real time, guys.
Hey, Buffo in the library. And they're researching the pictograms. I also just realized the exchange students are only here 2 weeks, and Giles says it'll take him exactly 2 weeks to translate this.
Yeah,
Anyway,
ugh.
sorry.
But meanwhile, with the little one-word clue they've gotten, now suddenly Buffy can translate the fucking thing.
Right.
So none of this is consistent.
So Willow is being sad, but does make the mature realization of like, I could continue pining over Xander and get my feelings hurt every other second, or I could move the fuck on. Move the fuck on.
Yes.
Move the fuck on.
And Buffy congratulates her, and then she's like, well, I haven't decided yet. I'm laying out my options.
And listen, what's wild, and I get that they're 15, 16, but like her moving on will actually improve her friendship with Xander.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the thing that Xander seems to miss as well. It's like you're going to get so much more from being Buffy's friend, and there's such a better chance of this person that you really care about staying in your life,
right,
if you don't date them in high school. Like how many high school I can't get into that.
Also, I want to apologize if you hear gardening sounds outside. There's landscapers. We're shooting in the middle of the day as opposed to at night. We've paused a few times to wait for these sounds, but they just seem to be consistent today, so we're just going to power through.
Yeah,
so apologies all around.
Yeah.
If you hear some leaf blowers and hedge trimmers, etc.
Zampata comes in, and they've just reported the attack. Zampata is emphatic about destroying the seal, and she storms out. So she storms out. She's freaked out. Willow and Xander go out sort of after her, and Willow tells Xander, you should take her to the dance. Don't worry about me. And he says,
you know what, Willow? You're my best friend.
I'm so happy I have you as my best friend.
Juffy is coming up with a plan, and Giles makes her recancel her dance plans because now they have a Incan mummy to defeat. Xander officially asks Zampata to the dance and says, you're not a praying mantis, are you? But so she goes into the bathroom to reapply her lipstick, and she's looking directly into the mirror. There is a wall behind her, not stalls that someone could hide in, but she steps back just one step, and it is revealed that he is standing behind her, the bodyguard dude. So I ask you, where was he?
I don't get.
So maybe he does just appear
here. Yeah, here's my question. It's never answered. Is he
corporeal?
Yeah, is he just a guy from Peru?
Yeah.
Or is he some kind of like apparition?
Yeah.
Some kind of like ancient entity?
We'll never know.
We will never know.
She ends up overpowering him very easily. Just kind of with no problem. He is a full head taller than her and like a pretty buff dude.
And she's got super strength for some reason.
Yeah.
And like pins his arm behind his back and then goes in for the kiss. And then he like he doesn't
and dies.
It doesn't like all you can do. You just got to do one of these. Just do one of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's
makes no sense.
Now we're in Buffy's room, and Zampata's getting ready for the dance and remarks that Buffy is in her overalls, and she's like, yeah, I can't go, whatever. Zampata's talking about how much she likes Xander. Buffy says, he seems really happy around you. And again, they're talking like this is a couple that just got engaged and they're embarking upon their life journey
They've
together.
spent an afternoon together.
Yeah, and I'm like, she's here for 2 weeks, dude.
At best, Buffy's glad for the break.
Yeah.
For Xander is not bothering her.
Right.
For a few hours.
This is where Zampata says to Buffy, you remind me of the Incan princess that was chosen and had to sacrifice her life for her people.
And again, it's so on the nose. And because we know she's the mummy, like it's not
but
subtle.
Also like Zampata doesn't know that Buffy is the Slayer. She just knows she can't go to the dance.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, yeah. So
I'm like,
that's the question. What is it about her
that because she doesn't get to go to a dance?
Yeah, you're just like the
Incan mummy princess that was brutally murdered by her people because you don't get to go to a cultural appropriation dance. Fuck, I'm hating this more the more we talk about it. We also see that Buffy's being very weird and going through her clothes.
It's like, here, let me unpack your stuff. I've never in my life unpacked someone else's things, especially when there's like people's underwear and stuff.
Can you? Yeah, but she does pull out like men's boxers or whatever.
Completely unmotivated and not believable. Again, aliens wrote this. They feel like, we got a good enough idea how humans act. We'll give this a shot. Like it just doesn't make.
Then Buffy goes to unpack like one of her giant trunks, and before she can see what's in there, and Pot is like, no, and then Xander's at the door. So Buffy's distracted. She goes downstairs.
We get a little peek about what's in there.
We do. And it appears to be a mummy. Also, I have something for Trivia Crypt that is going to make you so much more upset about Xander's cultural appropriation costume. I can't wait to tell you.
Okay.
I did it in the research in real time because I literally went, I bet this is worse than we even know. And I was correct. So Xander comes in.
Dressed like Clint Eastwood.
He is just absolutely agog at how beautiful Ampata looks. And listen, she does. She looks gorgeous.
Stunning.
She looks so beautiful.
He also calls Buffy white trash because she's wearing overalls. Which
you had an issue with. And I'm like, it's cultural appropriation. It's like, it's a generalization of a population of people that is.
Right. But it's also something that Buffy and Willow wear all the time.
But they are getting ready for a dance. He doesn't know that she is, again, not allowed to go.
I'm also offended being a white trash American.
I think that's what it is.
I was offended
I
at
think
the
that's
slur.
what it is. I think that's
you
what's
can't
going
use
on.
White trash as a slur.
Yeah. Joyce, I don't even need to talk. Joyce has one line.
And she comes in again and more just like small talk that should have
it.
been cut. She goes, I wish you could convince my daughter to go to the dance. What the fuck's in it for Joyce, whether Buffy goes to the dance or not? But also, and Potter goes, yeah, well, she's stubborn. And Joyce is like, well, I'm glad someone else sees that. Why is this in the script?
Yeah. So Xander, we do have a moment where we remember that Xander isn't just an utter piece of shit. Because he does take a genuine moment with Buffy to say, be careful. And like I have to call them out.
Yeah, if you badger her 99 times and then you say Gesundheit when she sneezes, you're still a pest.
Yeah. Cut to Oz's band playing at the Bronze, and Cordelia is wearing, I don't know what culture she's wearing an outfit from, other than the Empire of Karens on vacation.
No, she's dressed like Moana. She's like Polynesian.
She is absolutely not dressed like Moana.
She's trying to, I mean, she's obviously picked, much like she picked her science fair project based on something she could do simply.
The tomato, fruit or vegetable? I wanted to do something I could finish in a weekend.
Right.
She picked her cultural appropriation costume based on something she's going to look good in. So she wears a floral bikini with a wrap and a flower in her hair, clearly giving some kind of Pacific Island vibe.
Fair. She comes upon Willow, and Willow does in fact look adorable, but her cultural appropriation is that of the Inuit people. And we're just flat out using the word Eskimo in 1997.
Well, I don't think
that's
that was
what I'm
taboo
saying. I don't
yet.
think we knew
that.
No, yeah. So
we don't get to give them a red card for
dressed
that.
like a little Inuit person, but all I could think was like, you are in a hot nightclub in like full Arctic winter attire. Like, yeah. I'm concerned for her health.
People in tank tops and low-rise jeans sweat in this club.
I'm very concerned. Zapata comes in and they both come over to Willow, and she's such a good sport. Ampata, you look gorgeous. Xander, have fun. Very sweet. Giles then shows up to Buffy's house and he's like, yo, things are getting worse because I found in the school restroom another mummy. Why the librarian is the first one to find the mummy in the girls' bathroom, I will never know. But here we are.
He goes in there to smoke.
Yeah. And at this point, Buffy is like, all right, something is weird. And she does think to go look in Ampata's trunk. And there is a straight up mummy in there. And they're like, okay.
And not just the
mystery solved. The mystery that we knew immediately.
Yeah, how much fun would it be if we waited till this moment to confirm that that's what's going on?
Right.
If this had been, hey, my exchange student's a little eccentric and she's a little weird and we're just grabbing little breadcrumbs and putting it together ourselves.
What if we thought that all of this was going on, but what if we thought that the bodyguard guy was like
the killer?
Like he was the one mummifying everybody.
When we're so many steps ahead of our detectives,
yeah,
I just want to take a nap. But also Buffy has a weird line again, a line that I think the writers were tickled with. They thought they wrote something great. She's like, what kind of a girl packs an ancient mummy, but no lipstick?
Right.
It's just like every single line of this thing fell flat for me.
That being said, that line specifically, SMG delivered She
made lemons out of a turds. She
She made lemons out of a turd sandwich. That's exactly what she did. We didn't quite get lemonade, but we did get lemons, which are better than a turd
which
sandwich.
is its own kind of alchemy.
Yeah. So back at the Bronze, was Oz playing the guitar? Could you tell?
Based on what I could see, it didn't look like he was playing what was coming out of his guitar, which is weird though, because he wasn't like some guys when they play guitar in a show, like they really get into it, but their fingers are doing all their hip. He looked like he was studying and like trying to be deliberate about it, but I just don't think the fingers were matching what we were hearing. Okay. There's a guy online who will take scenes from movies and play what they are and show you what it would actually sound really like. Fun. It'd be funny if to have someone do that for this.
So Zampata's dancing, Willow's sad, and Empata's eye makeup is, I wrote, on fleek. That's what the kids are saying still, right? Are they saying on fleek?
20 years ago.
Still? No?
You could not clock that mug,
no.
though.
It was beat. It was beat for the gods. Oz only has eyes for sweet little Willow, but you pointed this out to me. I missed it at the time. So they're on stage, there is music playing. They are in the midst of a song because Oz is still playing. The lead singer walks over to Oz on the stage and they have a very quiet conversation, just the two of them, over the din of music, where Oz says, "Who is that girl?" He thinks that Oz is talking about Empata, and he says, "No, the Eskimo," referring to Willow. But Eric's like, you can't whisper to your lead guitarist on stage. Here's you can't have a conversation.
I'm in a band. Even during a ballad, you're on stage.
He is in a band. They're called Midnight Basketball. They're great.
And if you want to talk to a bandmate on stage, I won't do it right into the mic. It goes like this. Who's that girl over there?
So Zampata is about to kiss, but as they're about to kiss, her hand goes mummy and she pulls away. And of course, Xander plays the victim and is like, well, I can rule out something I said.
I don't know. You've been talking to this girl's ear off all day.
Yeah.
It could very well have been something you said.
Yeah. So
you're annoying as shit.
Or maybe a bad breath. Maybe she's like, no thanks.
Now I'm trying to get that Twinkie breath.
Yeah. So she runs off to find a dude to drain. Juffy is driving and they somehow realize that like if breaking the seal released her, then putting the seal back together will trap her.
Yeah, that's movie logic for you.
She falls in a well, eyes go cross. She gets kicked by a mule. They go back to normal. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, two problems with this scene.
Just two?
One, indie film vibes. This car doesn't appear to be, they're not on a process trailer on a real street or even on a back lot. They're just sitting in a stationary car with car sounds being played underneath it. It looks so cheap. The other thing is there's a term in drama known as Chekhov's shitty car. If you introduce that Giles has a shitty car, then you have to pay it off. It has to matter.
Right.
They have to break down and be late to something. It has to provide a complication. She just makes fun of his car for no reason. One of these days you have to get a good car and then it never comes up
I guess
again.
It's supposed to give us a sense of like urgency that like, oh, they have to get to the seal quickly.
It's not how that works.
I know. It doesn't make
if you're going to bring it up, then it has to factor in. Otherwise you just wasted my time.
So we do get a bit of comic relief because we learned that it's not that Sven doesn't talk. He actually speaks very good English and was hoping to improve it by staying with Cordelia, who refuses to speak to him in any other way than what can only be described as a
condescending baby talk.
Condescending baby talk? Yeah, where she says fruit drinky. And I'm like, people don't understand English better by putting a Y on the end of English words. And so Sven is like, man, I thought I was going to learn English. Is Cordelia even from this country?
I think he thinks she's a slow.
Yeah. Yeah. So Empata has found someone that we will soon come to know very well. No spoilers. Jonathan.
Which was
a meek little bullied boy.
He's dressed like a crocodile hunter.
Yeah. And she pulls him backstage, which...
Is he a Dingoes Ate My Baby super fan? Is that why he chose to dress like Australian Outback as his cultural appropriation?
Let's say he did. Xander catches them before she can drain Jonathan, but Empata starts crying, happy and sad tears, and can't tell him why. But they do end up kissing, and it was a shockingly hot and artistically filmed kiss.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, what are you doing here, good cinema?
They're in silhouette. It kind of was giving the makeout scene from Top Gun a little bit.
It was wild. It was a great kiss.
This was like the student film where the guy's got the one scene in his movie and he's going to shoot his whole wad on that. And then everything else is going to be just first take and B-roll.
It was great. So she starts to drain him, but then is like, no, I can't. I'm in love with this boy that I've known for 3 days. And so she drops him and runs off. Back at the museum, how did they get in? Where's the security? What is going on? Giles is gluing the seal back together. Why didn't we just take the pieces and glue them somewhere else? Whatever. And
he's also trying to problem solve it. He's like, oh, and then he's like reading the pictograms. Like, no, it's the piece that fits the hole. Like this, Giles has clearly never done a jigsaw puzzle. It's the only piece that fits here. You don't have to like ponder.
Yeah. So Empata feels it, I guess. So she runs off to the museum. Buffy finds Willow. They go looking for Xander. And like just before Oz can talk to her, like he goes to like talk to Willow and she runs off. So they haven't had their meet cute quite yet. They find Xander.
And you could cut the tension with wet spaghetti. There's no tension in any of this.
So blah, blah, blah. They find Xander. He goes and he tells them to go to Giles. Empata,
do not pass go.
Do not pass go. Go to Giles. Empata comes into the museum with mummy arms and ends up breaking the seal into irreparable pieces now. I mean, shattered. Dummy from the stupid from the beginning could snort all the pieces now. And she starts strangling Giles. So poor Giles is unconscious again.
Just falls out of frame and he doesn't exist anymore, much like the Ren Fair guy.
Yeah, they fight. And I have a hypothesis, much like we learned in our trivia crypt last week about Hellmouth sort of creating geniuses.
Mad scientists.
I think the Hellmouth also creates like fighting capabilities. That is
all the vamps that come up. It's like in the Matrix, you get the martial arts program installed in your brain.
Yeah, I think that must be what's happening. Why a teenage Incan mummy girl from South America would know Kung Fu.
I know Kung Fu.
So that makes me feel better about all fights on the Hellmouth. Empata ends up pushing Buffy into the tomb and closes the sarcophagus thing and starts strangling Willow, who has now appeared. And Xander comes in as the knight in shining armor to his best friend Willow.
Right, but it's just weird because like there's no reason for her to not. She's like, we can be together. Just let me have this one. And he says no. And then she relents.
And then she goes, okay, I'll take you instead.
But why not just...
And again, I'm like...
She overpowered the Ren Fair guy?
Yeah.
Tell Xander to fuck off and suck who you want.
Suck anybody. Yeah. So she grabs Xander by the neck and she's simultaneously super strong that no one can push her off of them and also made of dust. Because Buffy comes up out of the sarcophagus and basically just goes tap and she rips her arms off.
Apart like she's made of paper mache.
Yeah, like Jacob Marley and Scrooge.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
But also there's no ticking clock. There's no, I have to suck another person off by midnight,
right? Or
I revert back to my raisin form. It's nonsensical. We don't understand the stakes, so we're just surprised and confused when it happens.
Yeah. So
dumb. And then
yay, we defeated the mummy, and then we just walk out silently.
No talking. No one like, oh my God, that's fucking crazy. What was that? Can you believe she's fucking dead? We were just talking to this girl and she's on the ground in pieces. They just kind of mope out of the goddamn room. This episode is terrible.
So the next day, Xander is walking and talking, and Xander saying, I have the worst taste in women. Buffy basically takes this I don't know, she's like comforting him or whatever, and she takes this moment to be like, we're the same, and I feel bad for her. She uses the word gypped, which I didn't know until I met you that is also a slur because I have a Hungarian gypsy right here. Hungarian Romani here.
But again, that's like Eskimo back in the day.
Yeah, I didn't.
That word wasn't taboo.
Yeah, so I'm sharing it with you. I didn't know it. And she does have this look of like not wanting to be like too nice to Xander because she knows that it's like he's going to interpret it as like her leading him on sort of thing. But then Xander also does kind of have a look of like, I'm really trying. I get it. I get that you're not interested. I get it. Sort of.
Does
maybe.
he? Yeah, I don't know. What happens here? What the writers, I don't blame Buffy. I blame the writers.
Yeah.
We tiptoe up to the line where Xander's like, when you were faced with the choice, you didn't do the selfish thing. You gave your life to do the right thing.
And then she says, and you brought me back.
But she doesn't go the extra step and go, and I never thanked you for that. And I actually fucked with you about the fact that I haven't thanked you for that.
Right.
Let me clear this off.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She just.
Yeah. God, we're done.
Sunnydale High Yearbook Committee meeting now in session.
Best line. It's actually something that Xander says at the very beginning to describe stupid.
What he lacks in smarts, he makes up in lack of smarts.
That's pretty good line.
Funny.
I considered not picking a best line. I've had episodes where I couldn't pick a worse line because I love the episode. I considered just throwing this entire script in the garbage. But before I had given up all hope, again, it happens early in the episode. Buffy says, and I picked this begrudgingly, but it is what I thought was the best line.
One day I'm going to live in a town where evil curses are just generally ruled out without even saying.
Sure. Yeah. Worst line.
Pick.
Worst
just
line.
Pick any. Just open the script to any page and put your finger in there.
Is any line that wasn't the two lines we just said.
Right.
Was the worst line. Best dressed.
Best dressed. Okay, I have a tie.
Okay.
Willow in her beanie, long sleeve shirt, and overalls.
Cute.
And Inca Mummy Girl at the dance.
I had Inca Mummy Girl at the dance.
She looks great.
She looks so great. Worst dressed.
Inca Mummy Girl's burp sack when she's in her tomb before she's brought back to life. It was objectively the worst outfit in the episode.
Yeah. Worst dressed Cordelia. I thought it was lazy. I expect more. And it was dumb.
All right. What do you got next?
Best move. The closing credits.
Yeah, the part on Hulu where it says next episode.
Yeah, that was the best move.
Yeah. Worst move.
This episode.
The bleacher fight was egregious to me.
Yeah, that was bad. Most likely.
I'm doing a callback to a category and a winner that we used in a previous episode.
Okay.
I believe it was Teacher's Pet, which this episode makes an oblique reference to. Most likely to die as a result of his boner, Xander.
Oh, I like it. Mine is most likely to give a 1-star review to the exchange program, Sven.
Oh my God, that was great. All right, well,
bye.
That was our episode. Please check out our other show, Kim and Ket Stay Alive, maybe, co-starring her and the hilarious Kim Burns, produced by me. They try to survive horror movies every week. It comes out on Wednesdays, wherever you listen to podcasts. They're online at KK. They're online.
They're on the old World Wide Web.
They're on social media at KK Sam Podcast. This show is on social media at Major Slayage Pod on a good many of the things. I don't need to belabor the point. You can look for us there. Check out our Patreon. Wednesday night, live watch along. I know what you did last summer. That's all I got. We'll see you next week, Monday. And until then, dust you later.